Hey everyone, welcome into October of 1996. It's a very exciting month. We've got a whole lot of harvesting to do. But as always, we're going to start out getting our animals fed, get all of our cattle fed, get our milk hauled, and then we can jump into harvest. We're going to need to bring 2 loads of feed up here, if I can stop. My goodness, the brakes are not very good when we're fully loaded here. But I'm going to bring 2 loads of feed up here, or a load and a half anyway. And then we've got a couple loads down at the corrals. And, well, no, I got to get used to this new feed wagon. So probably 1.5 up here and maybe 1 full load split between the corrals. I'll have to figure that out yet. But, yeah, we're going to go ahead and get these guys all fed. Everybody's doing absolutely fantastic here. See, we're up to 126 animals up here in our dairy barn, and everybody is very, very healthy. This honestly couldn't be going any better if I wanted it to. This is absolutely fantastic up here. So also, you know, our cows back down at the home place, they're also doing absolutely fantastic. So yeah, struggled a bit with a couple other animals in this series, but the cows have been absolutely flawless and perfect. And you can see I did end up getting all of our alfalfa seeded last month. Ended up doing most of that in the dark. Highly do not recommend to do that. Should have waited probably. But, you know, it is what it is. We got it done. And that's, you know, just one more thing checked off of our list here. So this new feed wagon is absolutely fantastic. And I'm, you know, very, very happy we have it. It's definitely cutting our chores way, way down. So I'm going to go ahead, reload here, finish off with feeding our cattle, and then I will catch up to you guys when it's time to haul our milk. All right, we've got 3,319 gallons on. So we'll go ahead, get this hauled into the creamery and adjust the price accordingly. All right, we're down here at the creamery, so we'll go ahead and get this milk sold off here. All right, we need to take $614 off. So that puts us at $28,407. Very, very happy with that. So we'll go ahead and head back to the home place here, get everything set up and ready to start rocking on our beans. We'll go ahead and get our beans knocked out, and then we can switch over to corn. All right, we got both combines rolling up here in the home north field, so this won't take very long at all, and then we can jump into our new field that we just purchased this fall, get it knocked out, and then we can move into the big home place field, and that'll be all of our beans. Now, that sounds like it's not going to take very long, but it's probably going to be, oh, you know, 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon before we get all that hammered out, so this is going to be quite a long harvest here, but I am very, very excited about it. Cannot wait to see how many beans we actually end up with out of this harvest. So I will catch up to you guys when we get our first grain cart load. All right, we have our first grain cart load here. We're going to go ahead and get this run down to the bin, get it dumped, and hopefully get back before the second combine is full, but I really, really doubt it. I'm sure they'll end up sitting for a bit, but that's okay. We filled up really fast, a lot sooner than I thought we would. So that's a good thing. We're almost done with this field. It's very narrow, very long, and these combines are absolutely covering a lot of acres really fast. I'm very, very happy with how fast we're getting through this field. Oh, and I hit a tree. Yeah, I've hit that tree more times than I can count. So we'll go ahead get this grain cart unloaded here into the bin. This is our first one. And yeah, very, very exciting. Harvest is starting off very, very well, and that's a good thing. Don't need to be having issues, you know, first thing here. So we'll get this thing folded out, and I'll catch up to you guys on our next grain cart load, which should be, I think, in the next field here. All right, we got our first field done here. Got the combine switched over to the next field, and this field produced almost 2 full grain carts. Was not expecting that at all. Very, very happy with that. So we'll go ahead and get this thing emptied out and get back to this new field of ours. So we can kind of, check it out a little bit, see what it's like, and also hopefully get back before the combines fill up. Our beans are definitely yielding very, very well, and we're going to have one heck of a bean harvest here. So that's awesome. I'm very excited for this, but we'll go ahead, like I said, get this emptied out and get back into the new field here, hopefully before either of the combines fill up. All right, this will be our 3rd grain cart. Did not expect to get a full grain cart off this field, so pretty happy with that. That is for sure. But we'll go ahead, run this back to the home place here, get it emptied, and we will be able to finish up this field. And I can't wait to get this plowed in all together and make it one big, long field. Adding acres is definitely a good thing here. Expanding our farming operation ensures that we can, continue to grow our cattle herd as well. The more acres we have, the more feed we can produce, and that also means the more milk we can produce. So we'll go ahead and get this thing emptied out and finish up that field, and then we can get started into the big home place field. That one is definitely going to take a hot minute, but very, very excited to get into it. That is for sure. All right, we are on our 4th grain cart load here. We're finally moved down into the home place field and making our first round around the headlands here. Bean harvest is continuing to be very, very good, getting great yields, and everything's working out just fine. All the machines are running well, and I'm very, very happy with where we're at here. So I'm going to go ahead and get this dumped off and continue running here in the home place field. Now it's 10 o'clock, and I'm still guessing it's going to be probably 1, maybe 2 o'clock before we get this field done here, because this is a very, very big field with no bigger equipment than we have here. Now we can't upgrade yet because this is the 1990 series, and this is really the biggest equipment that was available in 1996. So for now, we can't really do anything about making our combining any faster here. But we'll go ahead and get this emptied out. Everything's going well. It's just a little time consuming at the moment. All right, checking in here. We're about halfway done through this field, and this is grain cart 7 or 8, I do believe. Honestly, lost count, but it's going, quite well. These combines are hammering this field out really fast. It's only 11 o'clock. Did not expect to be this far by now. So that's great. I'm very happy with that. This is going significantly faster. That's since we're not doing the contouring here. But we'll go ahead, get this emptied out, and we can move on to getting this field finished here. All right, well, it is 12:15, and we're officially done with our bean harvest. I'm very, very happy with how all of that went. It went very quickly, and we got a crazy amount of soybeans. So we've got 390,257 liters. I have not done the conversion yet to see how many bushels that is, but it's a lot. Definitely our biggest bean harvest ever on this farm. And, I was expecting that, but I definitely wasn't expecting it to be this many beans. So, yeah, I'm super happy with that. Now, I've already got the combines maintenance and switched over and ready to roll in the corn. So we need to get the auger switched over to the corn bin, get the truck moved over, and we'll be ready to rock and roll in our cornfields and, get our harvest finished up. Honestly, we might be done by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which would be absolutely fantastic. All right, we've made it one time around the field for our headlands here, and the grain cart is full. So, corn harvest is starting off with a bang. Did not make it very far. Very happy with that. We'll go ahead and get this dumped into the bin, and hopefully get back before one of the combines fills up. As slow as we're going, don't think that's going to happen. This tractor definitely doesn't exactly have the power. I might need to pull out the four-wheel drive to pull this grain cart, because this might just really isn't going to do it if we're only doing 11 to 13 mile an hour across the field here, trying to get back and forth to the bin site. So we'll go ahead and get this emptied out, and I'm going to go ahead and get the four-wheel drive out. That way we can, have a little more horsepower and get across the field a little bit faster. Otherwise, we're just never going to be able to keep up here. All right, and this is grain cart load number 2. Finished all of our headland passes here. And as you can tell, I went ahead and hooked up the 4786 to the grain cart. And we're definitely going across the field a lot faster. Like literally double the speed. So, very, very happy I made this choice to put the grain cart on the four-wheel drive. Because we definitely would never have been able to keep up with the 7250. And as you can see, our money did dip a little bit because I took a little bit of time, went over to the shop, got the 7250 fixed up a little bit. It was starting to get down there on needing some repair, and that cost almost $3,000. And I didn't realize just how many hours we already have on the 7250. It's crazy how many hours I've put on that thing in this series. But we'll go ahead, get all of this emptied out here, and get back to it. All right, we got our first cornfield finished here. It is 2:15, and things have gone quite well. Definitely took a little bit longer than I had thought it would. Mostly, I think, because those fields, I'm pretty sure, are bigger than I actually think they are. Yeah, it's just misjudgment, but we should be done, well before dark at least. Don't know if I'll get all of the stock bales baled up this, before dark, but no big deal. We'll definitely get it all raked together tonight yet. And yeah, harvest is going great. We've got a crazy amount of corn off that field already. And, one more field to go, and shouldn't take too much longer, as most of the end rows have already been combined. So all in all, I'm very, very happy with where we're at, and the system is definitely working really, really well. I'm able to keep up now that I've got the 4786 hooked onto the grain cart, so it's keeping me very busy. A lot of driving back and forth, but yeah, it's working really, really well. All right, we're about halfway through our last field here. It's now getting close to 3:30 in the afternoon, and everything's still going quite well. Yields are absolutely crazy. I think we're going to probably end up somewhere around 500,000 liters of corn coming off of these two fields, which is insane. So very happy with that. We're going to have a whole lot of grain to sell here in the near future, which is definitely, a good thing. But starting to wonder if we will get any of our raking done for getting these corn stock rows merged together here yet today. It's going to be dark here in another couple of hours, so that's going to make getting any work done a little difficult. It definitely sucks trying to rake in the dark, as it does get very, very dark on this map. But all in all, everything, like I said, has gone very, very well. So trying to keep up with two combines is not the easiest thing in the world by any means, but for the most part, I'm doing pretty well. So we'll finish up the rest of this field, and I'll catch up to you guys when we get it finished. All right, our harvest is officially finished. It is 4:30 in the afternoon, and I messed up. So we ended up with 648,419 liters of corn, which is absolutely fantastic. That comes out to be 18,395 bushels. Where I messed up was not paying attention to the corn price. The corn price is plummeting and it's not looking to be any better in 1997 as far as futures are looking. And I should have sold all of this corn this month. By not selling this corn this month, I cost myself $4,231. That's how bad the price is going to drop for the month of November. Now, with it being 430, we don't have enough time to haul this in, get all of this hauled into the co-op this month. So we're taking, a $4,200 hit because I didn't pay attention to corn prices. Soybeans are looking much better for the futures, but right now is not great for the soybean price. So we're not going to sell any soybeans next month, but we are 1,000% selling all of our corn next month because it's going to be way low. So here in August, we sold corn at $4 and I think it was 82 cents a bushel. We're selling corn next month for $2.61 a bushel. That's almost a $30,000 difference between what we sold in August and what we're going to sell here in November. That hurts. But that's kind of how farming goes. So our cattle prices are looking to stay steady. I don't see too much fluctuation in that for the futures prices. So I'm very happy with where the cattle prices are. Cheaper grain means a bigger profit on cattle prices because we don't have the input costs. Now, that's not exactly a thing here in FS25, but it makes me feel better anyway. So we're going to go ahead and get everything cleaned up, put away, and I'm going to go ahead and get started on raking, and I'm going to rake until nightfall and see, how far I get. I doubt I get it all done before the nightfall hits, so I'm sure we'll have plenty of raking to do in the month of November and baling up all of our corn stalks. So I will catch up to you guys in November, and hopefully things go quite well. Hey everyone, welcome into November of 1996. We got a little bit of our corn stalks raked. Almost got one field. I'd say it's probably 3/4 done. Maybe a little more. Still got the other field we haven't touched yet with the rake, so we got that to get done this month. We got all of our corn to get sold this month. And only one load of feed this month. This new feed wagon makes it easy to kind of overfeed the cattle. So that's, kind of convenient this month with all the other work we need to get done. We got fertilizing we need to do, cultivating we need to do. And yeah, just a lot of work that we need to get done here. And our girls are doing absolutely fantastic up here. You can see we're up to 131 head in this barn. A lot of new babies out there here in the last couple of months, and we're due to get a few more yet. So that's very exciting. So we're going to go ahead, get this feed wagon put away here, grab the semi, and go ahead and get our milk sold off here. So I'll catch up to you guys when we get the trailer loaded. All right, we've got 5,289 gallons on. So we'll get this run down to the creamery and adjust the price accordingly. All right, pulling into the creamery here. We'll go ahead and get this milk sold off. And we need to add $170. All right, so that puts us at $22,673. So we'll get headed back to the home place here. Grandpa should be at the farm by now, and get him going in the four-wheel drive, spreading some slurry, and I can get back to raking our corn stalks so we can get those baled up. All right, we got Grandpa rolling in the field here with the four-wheel drive and the slurry spreader. And I got the rake still hooked up to the 856 here. And we're going to go ahead and finish raking this field, move on to the next one, and then we can jump into baling. Got a lot of work to do this month and a lot of money to make. Not as much money as, earlier this year, but you know what? I'll still take whatever we can get. All right, we finally got all the raking done. Grandpa's almost done spreading slurry in the big field. So we're going to go ahead and get this baler fired up. I got the bale counter reset, and we'll get to baling. Probably going to take, no, I bet two and a half hours, maybe a little longer to get all of this baling done, but it's definitely going to be well worth it. So I'll hammer this field out and catch up to you guys here probably when I get all the baling finished, so we can see how many bales we actually ended up with. We got all of our baling done. We ended up with 207 stock bales, which is absolutely phenomenal. Super happy about that. Also got both of the four-wheel drive and the 7250 rolling out in the field, cultivating. We got 2 fields fully fertilized, and we are now out of slurry and out of manure. So we're going to have to switch over to some solid fertilizer here. But for now, we need to get this corn hauled. So we've got the truck loaded up with our first load, so we'll head down to the co-op and start getting all of our corn sold off here in the month of November. All right, we're getting pulled into the co-op here, so we'll go ahead and get this load sold off and adjust the price accordingly. All right, so we need to take So we need to take $6,717 off. All right, so that brings us to $33,109. So we've got a lot of loads to haul here, so I will catch up to you guys when we get all of our corn hauled here. All right, we are pulling into the co-op with our last load of corn here. We've brought down 15 full loads, and now we have this not quite full load here. So we'll go ahead and get this dumped off and adjust the price accordingly. And we need to take back $14,129. All right, so that brings us to $82,412. So that is it for our corn, and pretty much going to be it for this month. I'm going to let the 2 tractors run until it starts raining, or they finish with their fields. And I'll see you guys in the month of December. Got some big plans here that I'm hoping I can pull off, but we have our milk that we need to sell, and we also have some hay bales and corn stock bales we need to get sold next month in December. So we've got plenty to do next month, and I will see you guys then. Hey everyone, welcome into December of 1996. We got a lot of work ahead of us here this month, and as always, we're going to start out with feeding our cattle. However, we're going to start out a little different this time. We're going to go over to our fat cattle here, our fat Herefords, and get them fed first, since I have a little over 12,000 liters of feed left over from last month still in the feed wagon here. So we'll go ahead and get this dumped off, and then we can haul our other 3 full loads of feed here. We'll need 2 up to our dairy barn, and we're going to split a load between our Hereford cows and the fat lot for the Holsteins here. So we've got a lot of bales to sell this month. We've got some dry fertilizer we need to get spread this month. We're not going to be doing any lime this year, so that's an input cost that we're not going to have. And we have bales that need to get sold this month as well. So we've got a lot of work to do here. And cultivating, I guess I almost completely forgot about the cultivating we need to get done. So yeah, we've got a lot of work ahead of us, but we're going to start out with feeding our cattle here. So I will catch up to you guys when we get that done. All right, we've got 6,488 gallons of milk on. So we'll go ahead and get this run down to the creamery and adjust the price accordingly. All right, we're getting pulled in here to the creamery. We'll go ahead and get this milk sold off. And we need to add $250. So that puts us up to $38,067. And I completely forgot to mention, we paid off our tractor and our planter loan. Got that taken care of, and we bought another field. That's why we're down to the 38,000 that we're at. So I'm very happy with where we're at. It's great having that tractor and planter finally paid off, and it's great adding another field yet. Now the field that we added is actually right in front of us here. We're going to combine it with the new bean field from last year and our home north field, and that's going to be one very, very long field. It's not going to be very wide. It does widen out at this end, but it's pretty narrow for the most part. But there's going to be some extremely long rows in this field. Pretty excited to get it planted, pretty excited to get it harvested. But it is December and we can't do either one. So we'll go ahead, get this milk trailer taken back to the home place here, and we're going to get ready to start selling off our hay bales. All right, we got our first load of hay bales loaded up here. So we'll get this hauled down to the bale sale area, however you want to say it, bale dealer, and go ahead and get this sold off. All right, we're down here at the bale dealer, so we'll go ahead and get these bales sold off here. And we need to take $5,327 off. So that puts us at $43,345. Now, I guess I completely forgot to mention, alfalfa went sky high in 1997, at the end of 96 and beginning of 97. And I don't know why, but from what I found, dry alfalfa bales were $203 a bale, which is crazy, nowhere near what we've been getting for them. And corn stock bales are $100 a bale. I'm not going to take the time to research it and find out why those prices spiked when, like corn and soybeans and other, field commodities dipped. But, yeah, we're going to make a killing off these bales. I honestly had no idea dry alfalfa was going to go that high. If I did, I would have made sure we had 1,000 of those bales ready to sell this year. So I'll catch up to you guys when we're on our last trailer here of hay and see how much we actually make. Because to be completely honest, I don't even know how many bales of hay we actually have here. Here at the bale dealer with our last load, we've brought 11 full loads down, which is 286 bales, and we've got 13 bales on this trailer now, so that's a grand total of 299 bales. So we'll go ahead and get this load sold off here. And we need to take $3,124 off. So that brings us to a grand total of $97,628. Now we're going to go ahead and get switched over to our corn stock bales and get all of those sold off. And I do know how many of those we're going to sell. We've got 197 bales to sell. All right, well, we got all of our bales sold. We're up to $117,000. I'm super, super happy with that. So I'm going to go ahead and get to work on plowing all these fields together here. I've got Grandpa in the 7250 spreading some dry fertilizer that we had left over from last year. And I'm guessing it's probably going to get that field done, and it might get all of this done as well. I'm not 100% sure, but I do remember last year it went way farther than I had expected it to. So we're going to go ahead and get all of these plowed in together, see how far Grandpa can get with that fertilizer, and eventually, once he's done with that field, we can get the 4786 out and get that field all cultivated up. And once this is all plowed and fertilized, we can get all of this cultivated up as well. So I will catch up to you guys here in a little bit and see how our progress is coming. All right, we've got all of these fields plowed together, and we'll jump up here into the map, and you can see we've got all of this plowed in together now. Zoom in a bit here, and I added almost a full planter's width, maybe a little more, along this entire southern edge of these two fields here. And every acre counts. So this should put us up somewhere pretty close to 250 acres for this next year. I'm very, very happy with that. It's always exciting to expand. So we'll go ahead and get this cleaned up, put away. We'll get the 4786 out. Should be able to get it hooked up to the cultivator and start cultivating our farthest south field. I would think Grandpa's got to be getting pretty close to being done spreading fertilizer in that field. So at least close enough that we can go ahead and get the cultivator rolling in that field as well. And once he's done down there, we'll move him up here and get this home north field that we just finished expanding all fertilized up and ready to be cultivated as well. And that's pretty much going to be it for the month of December. I'm going to hold on to this money for now. I've got some plans that I am hoping to get done here this summer, but we're not going to be doing too much here this winter, as it's going to be too cold to really do any kind of construction. So I will see you guys sometime in the spring. So we're going to go ahead and call this an episode. So if you guys like what you're seeing, please make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode.